Every single Friday, 6 p.m. minor meltdown, because I'm always stressing over something. But yeah, hopefully someone will still put it on. I guess it's because last week there was no big brain bouts. I can't join for some reason. It's alright. We can start. At least everything is set up with the stream, so hopefully there will be someone who can fix it. We are ready for our first best of 5 of the night, guys. I'm a little bit worried about this one, because I have the feeling that my young German man got a little overly ambitious by saying how good he is in TVP, but let's just see. He has been asking for a very long time to play in the big brain bouts. Hello, Mazume. Obviously, alerts are disabled in the game, guys, as always. So first one is PVT, second one is PVT, then we've got PVZ, and then PVZ. So a lot of Protoss today, but that's not always the case. So we actually had plenty of big brain bouts where I feel like we had way more Zerg and Terran than Protoss. So today, we went with a Protoss evening, just to welcome back, to wrap up the marathon of casting. A full Protoss evening, every single best of 5 should be fun. But did the German over-exaggerate his own TVP skills? We're about to find out. Obviously with Danny, I'm a bit more familiar right now because I watched him in the Vulcan Cup. He is no longer in it. Speaking of the Vulcan Cup, that will continue tomorrow, by the way, guys. Final day of the entire Vulcan Cup tomorrow after WTL. That's going to be fun as well. I think he's alright. I think he's the favorite, but let's see if it's close and competitive.
Let's get it on.
Round 1, fight!
In the bottom left side, a 19-year-old Polish Protoss to open up number 39 of the Big Brain Bouts. Looking at the main base of the man who's been trying to play for quite some time. I wanted him to play against Jesu a while ago, but then Jesu said he didn't want to play Danny. Danny was very sad about it, but after seeing him in the Vulcan Cup, and obviously knowing that he was a bit bummed out, it didn't go his way, I said, alright, this Friday, it's your time to shine. For the first time ever, making his debut, it's Daniello, aka Danny. Yeah, we started recording. Don't you worry, Pi. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of one of the two youngsters from Germany. You've got Xung, and you've got Shek, or whatever. You write his name. These are two kids. They were bothering me a little while ago. And there's actually a funny little story. I can do it as part of the intro, as we have a double gas opening. So especially, I think his amigo kept on doing exclamation mark ads. Every freaking 30 seconds, he did it. But at this point, I had no idea who these kids were. I didn't even know they were kids. In my mind, I was just dealing with an adult. And I was like, man, you're being annoying. Like, why do you keep on doing this? Yada, yada. I was molding a little bit. I was losing a couple of my hairs. I think at one point, I even timed out or banned one of the kids and then unbanned him again. But I still didn't know they were kids. Then we had Home Story Cup 22. And all of a sudden, there are two sweet German boys in front of me. They're like this tall. Massive smiles on their face. They're like, Ruddy, can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? And I was like, hey guys, of course. And they're like, hey, you know me. I was like, who are you? And that's when it turned out it was Shek and Xung. And I was like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. Here I am, grown man, 36 years old. He's absolutely molding behind his PC. And it turns out it's two hyper HD kids just spamming shit on Twitch chat. And I was like, alright, if that's not a valuable life lesson, I don't know what is. Anyway, this is one of those two kids. They were very sweet and passionate and happy to be at the Home Story Cup. It's Xung! One hell of an opening over here, by the way, guys. Reaper, Reactor, Double Gas, CC in the main. Seems that Danny was a little bit paranoid about being proxied, but there's nothing to be all that paranoid about. He sees the CC go up in the high ground, so he should know that he doesn't have to worry all that much. That was a very ambitious grenade. Yuvan Notor, it's kind of an old war, to be honest, mate. Molding has been around for 5 years at this point, no? I feel like molding is not very new. Why not zooming out a bit? It's not allowed in SC2. It is absolutely allowed, and I will zoom out if it's necessary, but right now I don't think it is necessary. We are hitting a tiny supply block, but it's not too bad. If you like your RTS zoomed out, that's fine, but this is the way that StarCraft 2 is played. If we ever have big armies and there's the right engagement, I will zoom out. We can even do the double zoom. But right now, that's just not needed. I was definitely talking about you. You were the worst. But that's before I knew that you were just a sweet kid. Is MaxPax vs Reynor over? No. MaxPax vs Reynor is the main event of the evening. And just like in boxing and in MMA, the main event is the last match of the night. We're gonna start off with a $75 opening match. After that it's $100, then it's $125, and then it's $200 for the main event. Xung is 10 workers behind, so he obviously needs to find some damage with his opening. We're 4 minutes, 10 seconds into the game as he has a medevac flying towards the main. Blink is nowhere near done. So there is potential for the young German to do some damage here. I can see it. Does feel that Danny is expecting it. He's got 4 Stalker Dinos and an Observer in the main. Is moving a little bit towards the left, so here we go. First 2 Widow Mines. Might actually get a couple of probes here. The weak target, yeah, it's 4 probes initially. Not too bad. Not fantastic, not too bad. A couple of probes obviously were sent towards the... Actually, all the probes were sent towards the natural. So a lot of lost mining time, minus 4 probes and no third base yet. Seems that the Reaper has died too. It's not bad. Not bad for the youngster from Deutschland. Follow up at home looks perfectly fine. We have a bunker, we've got 2 tanks and a Raven. Well, it's actually somewhat promising so far, guys. Somewhat promising for the 17-year-old kiddo. Love the Big Brain Bouts. Thanks, Roddy. Thank you, mate. I'm not exactly sure where Danny wants to go. He has a lot of money. He could just expand. I think like dropping a Nexus in a Robo Bay is completely fine. He also feels that he wants to be aggressive. He's now sending all the stalkers to the other side of the map. So this is definitely where Xung is going to get tested. In the natural, he's completely safe. In the main base, we need to siege our tank. Needs to siege his tank. Danny is going up to 3 bases and drops the Robo Bay, but also wants to be aggressive. You cannot do anything in the natural. Don't even try. The main base, though, guys, there is potential of all the stalkers going to the main, but if we drop the auto turret, we have a couple of Marines there. We need 1 more tank. That tank is almost all, but not quite. Is he gonna go for it? Danny is gonna go for it. Will Blink. I don't know though. There's a Marauder in the mix now as well. This might backfire. Oh my goodness. And he drops the interference matrix on the War Prism. So the War Prism can actually not pick up any stalkers. And Xung with some pretty sexy defense. Plenty of Marines. Plenty of Marauders. Alright. I mean, that went as good as it ever could have gone for the 17-year-old. Hey, this is one hell of a defense. Now go ahead and unsiege everything and go to the other side of the map, mate. You've got 600 minerals. This is where you want to be decisive. This is actually very, very, very good for the Terran. But obviously, the more time goes by, Charge is going to finish up. Colossus come out. You want to get some value out of these tanks. I would love to see him just unsiege everything immediately and go. That was a great call, by the way, to drop the interference matrix on the prism rather than drop an auto turret. Yeah, it obviously Danny is the better player, so the longer the game goes, the more it's going to favor him. But it does seem that the first 5-6 minutes are pretty clean on the side of the German. Like, this is a serious army, man, with stim and combat shield. Stalkers are going to try to kite, and they will get 1 tank. Very well done there. War Prism sneaks into the main base as well. But I think at this point, if you're Xung, you just want to go. Other side of the map, get your tanks in a sweet spot. Seems like Danny used F2, because that Prism was in a really good spot. But he's actually going to bring it home, and I think that's a little mistake on the young man, on the side from the young men of Poland. Oh, War Prism is going to fly over the Protoss Terran army. War Prism will die. Tanks siege up from very far away. I think a little too eager with the interference matrix, but kills the Observer. Now all 3 tanks need to siege. Siege, siege, siege. Here we go. Big moment. Charge is done. Couple of decent amount of Marines. What are the tanks shooting at? A little bit of everything. The tanks did die rather quickly. 1 out of the 2 Colossus has died, but now we are derping a little bit. It kind of feels that Xung messed that one up. Good defense by Danny. Obviously some mistakes there on the side of the German Terran. Uh-oh. I feel like there was a decent amount of F2ing there on both sides. Danny getting a little bit over-eager. Maybe losing 1 more stock than he's supposed to lose. Yeah, it looks rough for Xung. Not impossible. He's got +1. But I think it's going to be a very difficult game from here on out. Take a look at APM. Seems that the young kid is spamming like crazy. If he would have protected the tanks, just like run the bio behind the tanks, gun down the zealots immediately, and let the tanks only shoot at the Colossus, I think that could have been a very good fight. But I also think the first time he was too eager with the interference matrix. You only use the matrix when you're truly ready for a fight. Not when the Protoss army is in the middle of nowhere and you can't punish him. Good save on that tank. Fun game so far, guys. Fun game. I just realized that I grabbed myself a beer for Friday night video gaming. I just didn't open it yet. Friday night video gaming it is. And cheers to all of you lovely nerds enjoying some StarCraft. And obviously good luck to all 8 players that are battling for some prize money tonight. I mean, 6 p.m. Friday night. Seems like a pretty good time for a beer. I might have a couple of beers tomorrow as well. As one of my Dutch high school friends invited me over to hang out. Which is fun, but on Sunday I have to be the bartender at my tennis club, so can't make it too crazy. I need to be in excellent condition to serve everyone. Well, mostly AAs, I guess, but maybe some red wine, white wine, some beers. But I'll have a bit of fun tomorrow night as well. This match does not feel fair. Why is that, Cobble? What have I done wrong? Look at Xung. He's gonna get a very easy cancel on the Nexus. Also taking out a couple pylons. No. Cannot do that. Don't mix beer and wine. No, I more meant that a lot of the ladies at the tennis club, they drink beer. They drink wine, and then the men drink beer. But obviously that doesn't go for everyone. It looks very solid so far, guys. 11 minutes in, I am proud of Xung. But I don't know if he knows how to deal with like the advanced Protoss armies. Does the young man have the skills to deal with some disruptors? Kuka says that he thinks that our young German Terran is ahead as he's dropping in the main, gets the Twilight Council. He is going to find a couple of these pylons too. He's waiting for the multi-prong, but Danny did not pull everything. He's doing better than Roddy in that regard. I would have F2'd my entire army to the bottom left side. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Best episode, drink wine from a beer can. Never seen it, but sure. Ooh, Colossus, guys, go for the Colossus, mate. Go for the Colossus. Your Marauders are in range. He gets one of them. That's not too bad. Actually, not too bad at all. Hey, this match is delivering. Honestly, I was worried. I'm not going to lie. I kind of thought that Xung took me for a spin and that he's actually not all that solid and he was going to get massacred over here, but no, the young kid promised that he would practice. He said he was going to do his best. He likes playing TVP and he's actually playing really well. I'm kind of proud of him. Look at this, guys. He's everywhere. What is this? A little cuckoo on steroids? It's actually really good gaming. I don't know if we have enough firepower to get the Nexus here, but he's going to stim one more time. He really wants it. The Zealots, the Star is so close. Oh, that's so close. There is double Forge finishing up on the side of Danny, or double +2 rather, of double Forge. While Xung is still just working on 2-2, and it's going to take a little while before his upgrades finish up. This is a lot of tanks. We're looking at 9 tanks. Then again, if there was ever a moment for 30... Do I see 33 Zealots? "33 Zealots are going to try to shine. And if there was ever a moment for 33 Zealots to shine, it is against a man with 9 tanks. We have a couple of Novas flying forward as well. One Nova connects with a couple of the Marauders. Vikings are trying to do their thing. Only one Colossus. No, he's not targeting the low HP one. Now only one Colossus remaining. That was a fight, guys. A lot of Zealots disappeared. A lot of tanks disappeared too. But that was obviously with an upgraded... No, he has an observer here. You gotta be careful. Uh-oh, guys. This could become a very costly mistake as there is an observer that sees these 2 medevacs full of units heading towards the bottom side of the map. -9 or 8 tanks, yeah. But minus 33 Zealots. I don't think that Danny has quite seen this. There is a recall available. I love the double sensor tower, by the way. Danny cannot fire up 3-3 because he lost his Twilight Council, so he has to rebuild the Twilight Council. Here we go. There is a recall available. We're maxed out, so I think we have to recall. Is he going to try to run? He's going to try to run. Yes. I don't know, though. I think Serral. Oh, battery overcharge. That could be good enough for the save. The second very close next to save. What a match between these two. What the hell? Look at these kids. Their combined age is my age, but the kids are gaming. I'm very impressed that the young man is willing to play a TVP like this. A lot of people, when they are not quite 5k or around 5k or below, when they say that TVP is good, they mean that they have an opening and a follow-up push that can end things. Playing TVP like 15 minutes in, all the bases, pretty difficult. We have a couple of ghosts here. EMPs would be lovely. Those medevacs. Somehow the medevac with cargo lives. Seems that he F2'd a little bit there. Panic F2. Another tank is going to fall, but there's still a couple of safety tanks. The Novas are a problem, but Xung is doing a good job running away from it. He's going to try to finish up, guys, one of these bases. He could recall. He could go for the pylon. So it's a base for a base. Oh, those Novas are scary, but actually very good job so far by the German Terran. Still just running away. Both have a lot of money in the bank. He's doing a really solid job against the Novas. I haven't really seen the absolutely massive, disastrous Novas yet. This is a terrifying Protoss army though, guys. It's big, it's powerful. The Viking count is only at 3. First Nova, there's 3. Decent. There are more Novas flying towards the Terran army, and all that the Terran army can really do is run away. But if the Protoss army has no more Purification Nova, all of a sudden becomes a bit weaker. At least this is a planetary, so you're safe near the PF. The one thing that was really missing, guys, for how rich Xung was double starport. Like, if you can build 4 Vikings at a time, that tank is in a sweet spot, by the way. Colossus have a hard time killing a tank, that's why the Stalkers need to help out. Terran army is actually making their way towards the bottom side of the map. He's building 1 medevac. Hello? Hello? Lands an EMP on 2 disruptors. It's gonna gun down these 2 disruptors, and now a lot of probes are going to fall too. And it seems that Danny has gone for the recall, so the counterattack is already a success. Just run, mate, run, run. Yeah, turn around and fight, whatever. A couple of leftover units. How much was left behind? A decent army. Uh-oh. What's happening over here? Zealots working on depots. Can Xung find the time to crank out a few more units? He's got money. Oh my god, that's a serious army, by the way. How many disruptors are left? 8. 8 disruptors against 20 marauders, 1 tank, 1 ghost. Obviously, no 3-3 upgrades for the Terran. The planetary is trying to stay alive for as long as possible, but the Colossus can gun down these SCVs, and with 8 disruptors, I don't think you can really run into an army of 8 disruptors. Starting to look more and more that this game will come to an end, and it will be Psystorm Gaming's Danny who's gonna take the 1-0 lead. Unless Xung lands the sickest EMPs and gets the best fight ever. The one thing that was truly missing in this game was the second starport. Other than that, I actually think that the youngster played an excellent game. And I mean, they're both pretty young. It's a and he got a bit unlucky a few times with the Nexus. 3-3 was missing, yeah, but that's mostly because 2-2 was very late. And after that, he didn't have time. 2 full medevacs get found by Stalkers. I think that's kind of all she wrote. Throws down the scan, spots the observer, but... You think he had a second starport? Yeah, he did have it, yeah. He lost it. You're correct, sir. He did have a second starport. It's just like, we had enough Vikings to kill the Colossus one time, and after that we just kind of forgot about Vikings. We lost one of the starports, apparently. Gonna build some Vikings now, but... It feels too late, but perhaps... There is one more chance. This is actually, guys, we have repair. Shoot at the disruptors. This is the kind of army that you could sandwich, perhaps, with all these marauders, but... So hard to chase an army with that many disruptors. Yo, Pimmature. Was zijn mijn bestellingen dan? Oh shit. I forgot, guys, I'm doing a cast. I'm recording. I cannot speak in Dutch. Mr. Monkeloid, guys. He's not sending out the packages that Roddy paid for. Unbelievable. Roddy bought some cards. Roddy bought some cards, card packs for live openings, and he's receiving nothing. This begs the question. Is Monkeloid TV legit? I'm kidding, obviously. He is, guys. If you're looking for cards and you live in the Netherlands, Belgium, or Luxembourg, he's your guy. He is your guy. And he loves StarCraft, so one more reason to support him. This is going to turn into some sort of a little base trade. Is there still... Oh, that's a lot of DTs. That is a lot of DTs. 20 minutes into our very first game of the night. We have 4 best of 5s. This is the opening best of 5. And we're going for a recall, but where? Where is he recalling then? What? Okay, well that's not gonna do a whole lot for you. Okay, all the upgrades did finish up. 3-3-2 at this point. Okay, we need to scan. Yes, good job by Xung. Honestly, guys, as hard as... Oh, this Colossus exposed Marauders go forward. Get 2 out of 3. I mean, the disruptors are a problem, but maybe if the disruptors are exposed, you can land a big EMP, go back, land an EMP, and stim forward. Hey, the Vikings could go for that Colossus, but there's so much happening right now. I mean, there's still this army. This is a serious army. I think that Danny is making the correct call here, realizing that, like, my base is just dead. Maybe I shouldn't try to lose this game by trying to save a base that is dead. I'm just gonna force the Terran to attack into me once more. Xung needs to land the EMPs and pull the cuckoo of the century. No! The kid has good splits, man. I'm actually so impressed. I don't think that it's doable for the Terran with 0 SCVs and 0 orbitals to win, but legitimately good splits. Like the micro and Xung's side, excellent. It will all not be good enough, guys, to win game 1. This is now an unfair fight. The game is over, but awesome micro. EMPs detect DTs, yeah, but look at the... there is nothing on this army anymore. Okay, if the Nova start killing the DTs... Look at the bank. Still the amount of bases as well for Danny. After 22 minutes, guys. The man who has been asking all these weeks to play in the Big Brain Bouts takes the 1-0 lead, but for 5k MMR, what a game. What a game and what a performance by both of them. Actually, really good StarCraft. I was entertained, and I think they played very well. Now I'm ready for the rest of the series. Mezume, I don't know if you're still here, but sorry to read, amigo. Hopefully you're better soon. I wish you a speedy recovery. Sorry I didn't see your actual message. But much love, and hopefully you'll be better soon. Game 2 will be played on Dragon Skills. For some reason, I can't join. Oh, wait. Okay. It's because of Reynor. The reason I cannot join is because of Reynor. No. Indy said, oh, that's very weird, but I'll just go ahead and invite you from here on out. But then towards the end, I realized you should bring in Xung to replace Cuckoo. Well, the funny thing is that Xung has asked me a few times if he could join Team Roddy, and I was like, oh, sorry, mate. Like 4-4, 4-5, that's not really what Team Roddy was looking for. And back then, we also had 3 players, and 3 players is kind of enough, but honestly, after this first game, I'm ready to bring Xung on board. We'll give him a very, very, very tiny monthly stipend, you know, nothing crazy. But if that makes the kid happy, I think perhaps we can make that happen. Because he actually looked really good and promising there.
Round 2, fight!
Bottom right side of Dragon Skills, we are looking at the main base of the Polish Protoss. Also a young man, by the way, so I cannot do him too dirty. He's only 19 years old, representing Storm Gaming. It's Daniello, aka Danny. Absolutely had to work for that game 1. 17, Lino. Top left side, we are looking at the main base of one of those happy kids that I met at Germany at the Home Story Cup in Germany back then. Representing Infest at the moment, but I don't think they are around anymore, unless I'm wrong. That's the 17-year-old German Terran player, Xung. yeah, no. Let's see how the rest of the series goes. It seems that Danny is going to do something a little bit dirty. Perhaps got a bit scared after that previous game where he's like, whoa, just sitting back is dangerous. Because don't forget, guys, with that tank Raven push, there was a lot of potential. But honestly, I was even more impressed by everything I saw afterwards. I just did not expect it. In my mind, you know, Terran, that's like 4-5, 4-6. I was like, this is going to be a clown fiesta of a game. I'm going to have to facepalm 24/7, but still have fun. They actually played really solid. You tried to give him a coaching lesson from Vindicta, but he hasn't taken it yet. Yeah, no, that could be very useful for him. Mix is a smart guy. Excellent player too. Or maybe I can give Juanito a couple buckies for all the efforts he did for Team Roddy. And I'll give Xung some Juanito coaching. I think that would be even better than Mix coaching. As much as I love Mix. Xung is going to check a little bit with the Reaper. He has not SCV scouted. Will he check here to the right? A little bit to the right, young man. He doesn't see it yet. This could be bad, but if we are just opening up double gas factory on the high ground and we build a CC on the high ground, it's not all that bad. Yeah, like I'm actually not ultra worried. Because there is nothing to defend on the low ground, so... You know, why would we struggle? Okay, he's building a very quick bunker, so great game sense. Spotted the Zealot, and he knows that aggression could possibly be on the way. And you can still attack probes, by the way, even when there is a battery, or you could just attack the battery. No, what? Okay, that's kind of crazy. I don't know why he cancelled the bunker. I would have loved to see him at least let the bunker finish up. I don't think he knows why he cancelled the bunker. Obviously, it might be alright. We are a supply block, though, and this is a big supply block, guys. It is a big supply block. And then he says, oops. Honestly, losing that Widow Mine wouldn't even be the worst thing in the world, but obviously you don't want to lose them too early. With the second Widow Mine, he is going to be fine. It's just a shame that we were this heavily supply blocked. The 31 out of 31. In the end, the depot does finish up, but yeah, that slowed us down, but it's not looking too bad. This opening hasn't really done anything. These are the kind of builds that are very good against CC on the low ground, gritty openings with quick reactors where they have no units. But Xung already opened up like this in the first game. In the second game, he's doing it again. And yeah, then the mass gate, the double gate opening doesn't really do a whole lot for you. Reaper could win that fight. But instead, we're going to try to get a probe. Hello, Coco. How often do I think about the Roman Empire? I feel like something very funny and clever is coming, Coco, but I'll be honest, not very often. Haha, it's not. Saw the Reddit post? What is the Reddit post? I mean, now I obviously need closure, guys. What are we going for? Danny is going for charge. Charge is halfway done. You've been asking everyone, I know, and I'm laughing so hard. But what's the punchline? Is there a punchline? So many people say like every day. What? Why? I never really think about the Roman Empire. No, I've got nothing. Guys, double Widow Mine drop, and the probes are going to be a little bit clumped up because of the shield battery. Not a bad shot. 7 workers. And he saves both mines. Obviously, Stalkers don't have blink. Boost, 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 boost. That's actually pretty good. Now, charge first is a bit of a normally aggressive, kind of cheesy opening. It's going to be very hard for Danny to kill this medevac, because his Stalkers are not going to have blink for a long time. Obviously, there are certain openings where as a Terran you want to move out early, you want to start pushing. Against charge, you just kind of want to do nothing. Just want to drop a little bit, Raven harass, Widowmine harass, keep on macroing on your side of the map, and then you'll be okay. Seems that Danny's just going charge first because he's worried about certain pushes. And he kind of tries to blind counter push. Widowmine in round 2, and once more probes are clumped up. Oh, he killed one. That's sick, actually, by Danny. Danny with the balls of... Oh! Oh, my goodness. Wow. I honestly do think that was a whole lot more luck than skill. The first one, skill. The second one, a little bit of luck. What? Okay, I missed the chat. I'm sorry. But no. Coco, I've got nothing. I don't think about the Roman Empire very often. Hello, Anna. Definitely not the Greek Empire either. I don't really think about a whole lot of empires. I watch a lot of videos about current world events, but... And I do like First World War, Second World War when it comes to history. Bit of American history, but... That's kind of as far back as I go. You know, 1860, 1870. Everything before that. You like to see Germany lose? Absolutely, that's what I live for. In everything. But in this game, I would like to see Germany win. I hope that Xung can close this out. Has obviously played another solid opening. Right now, Danny's army is really not all that scary. Sure, it's a couple Zealots with charge, a Guardian Shield, there is one Immortal in the mix. But the macro has been very good on the side of Xung. This army should honestly not lose. +1, Stim. They have potential for an anti-armor missile. We're gonna find that gateway too. We have a 3-base setup. What Danny would ideally need here, guys, is just a couple of Zealots ready to run into the third immediately once you know that the Terran army is moving out. But he is just focused on surviving. You can't really blame him for that. A single force field goes down. I think he killed one of his tanks here. I saw a weird explosion too, but I was looking at something else on my desk, so I missed it. But I do believe... I mean, we can check that, right? These are the only units that have died. That's 4, but in total 6 units have died. So yeah, he killed the tank. It is indeed better to have Widow Mines. Whoa, stop shooting at your own stuff. It is indeed a lot better to have a lot of Widow Mines against heavy Zealot builds than it is to have a bunch of tanks. But I still think you can do something very nice with the tanks when you have this many Marines in the back, and there is nothing that is good against Marines in the Protoss army. Xung is almost showing a little bit too much respect to Danny here, because Danny's army was really not that good. There's a single random force field going down on the ramp. He's like, well, that's it, I'm going back. But if Danny is going to attack into Xung, okay, that is a lot of bio that's missing, but I think even without those 2 medevacs, he will be fine. Thank you, Milius Pro. War Prism does not catch a glimpse of these 2 medevacs. I think even without those 2 medevacs, he will be fine. Why are we unloading over here? Doesn't matter. It is a lot of Protoss, guys. It's heading towards a shot. No, not 4 medevacs. No, no, no. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. Xung. No. Oh my god. Now the tanks are so exposed. He is missing full medevacs, full of bio. He's going to drop a couple of auto turrets. Oh, this is so painful. The kid had the game. He really did have the game. Now we're going to see if SCVs beat Stalkers. As I believe a couple of units have unloaded, but all the tanks are exposed. Oh, Xung, that's so painful, mate. It's so painful, guys. He had it. His army was better. He could have done either an all-out attack or all-out defense. And in the end, he gets A-moved by 1,000,000 Zealots because he picked up full medevacs, full of bio units. Ah, that's a tiny bit of inexperience, right? Or maybe some nerves. I don't know. Like this. Ay, that's sad. He did not deserve that. How was Xung supposed to know? Because all he ever saw was Zealots. And if you go home because you're worried about Zealots, you cannot make the call 10 seconds later that you go for 4 medevacs out on the map and leave your tanks exposed. Because why are your tanks at home? Because you were worried about Zealots. So, yeah. And he also, like, he maybe could have seen gases, but there were many things. Like, if he wasn't worried about mass Zealot, he should have never gone home. If we went home, we're worried about Zealots. And if there is one thing that Zealots are very good at, it's A-moving a Terran that has units everywhere but not at home to protect their tanks. Like, if the buy units are at home with a single bunker, even without a bunker, honestly, a bunker wasn't even needed there. If all 4 medevacs, with all 4 cargo units, marauders, marines were at home, these zealots would get obliterated. They would get absolutely obliterated. Ay, that's sad, guys. That game was not supposed to end like that. But obviously, I also agree with Cuckoo that Widow Mines in general are a lot better against mass zealot builds than tanks are. But I think the tanks could have been perfectly fine. With that first push, for some reason he got very nervous when he saw one force would go down on the ramp. If you just siege a tank up at the kind of bottom of that ramp and you go forward, his army was stronger. He did not have to worry about a couple zealots. You can leave the tanks unsieged. They actually become somewhat tanky and useful there.
Round 3. Fight!
Lino says, fantastic. Because 8 minutes in, your boys are down. In the bottom right side of Gresvan, we are looking at the main base of the 17-year-old German Terran. Looked very good in game 1. Battled very hard and fairly. Got close. In game 2, I think he pretty much had it. Bit of a throw. It is what it is. Can we keep it together? The young man from Deutschland. It's Xung. Top left side, we are looking at the main base of our Polish Protoss. He's been spamming me for quite some time, making his debut just like Xung on the Friday night in the Big Brain Bouts. Taking a 2-0 lead, 1 map away from winning $60. This is Daniello, aka Danny. Is this the Derby, by the way, Lino, that you were talking about? Is this now actually officially the Derby? What are we doing here with this double gas, by the way? Gonna go proxy Stargate? This is the Derby. I think Kaiserslautern is the Derby, mate. This cannot be the Derby. What the hell is this? Are we going for proxy? Maybe it's just very quick oracles? If we're gonna build a Stargate here, then it must just be oracles. And I guess we just go oracle expand. And Feyenoord Groningen is also a Derby. We don't even play in the same league, mate. Can't be a Derby. So we're going for a Reaper, fast expand on the... Wait, it's not a Stargate, guys. It's going to be a Twilight Council. So it seems that Danny wants to go for very quick DTs. Because otherwise, you don't really need to do this. So the only thing that I can think of is the quickest possible DTs. Yeah, no, he is doing this as quick as humanly possible. Xung is going to build a bunker. This is going to be the first time that he properly scouts. Previous game, I think the scouting was alright at first. He's going to see and adapt. Don't lose the Reaper. The Reaper is so important. Very quick dog shrine, guys. These are the quickest DTs you're going to see. Then again, like if you're Xung right now, you should already think about the nonsense that Protoss can pull off. We're gonna get a safety bunker on the high ground. What we really need is an eBay. Like, I think relying on the Raven is actually not going to be good enough here. Because the Raven takes a little while. Obviously, you can also save scans. That is also possible. Ooh, he's checking. I think he heard the pylon go down. Now, this pylon, it does kind of scream Dark Templars, doesn't it? I feel like this pylon does scream Dark Templars. Is our young man from Deutschland thinking he cancels that bunker? Feels like he doesn't need it. Well, you keep on checking. If there is one pylon, mate, there's often another one. He barely misses it. How many scans are available? 0. Oh my goodness. No, he just dropped a mule. Oh my goodness, guys. I actually think he's going to lose. He's thinking about a lot of things, but he's not thinking about DTs. Oh. No, it's painful. Might have one scan, but I think with one scan you're not gonna get both DTs. We have one scan, guys. We have one scan. One scan available. Xung? No! No! Not like that. They were already there, guys. The DTs were already there. And the man dropped another mule. Oh, the most painful mule In Terran history, nah, it's over. It doesn't matter what you do. You can repair for days, but he throws down a scan. He doesn't even kill the DP. I think it's Omega over at this point. Or maybe you can build like a missile turret here or here, yeah, but I mean it takes a little while, but it's dealing so much damage, while technically it could have done 0 damage. Yeah, I agree with Cuckoo. Even though this will be most likely now a 3-0, I still think that Xung displayed some awesome StarCraft in Game 1. Just missed a tiny bit of killer instinct in Game 2, but I hope that the young man can keep his head up high. I know he did his best. I know he practiced. He played custom games to get ready for this. You know, sometimes Rome is not built overnight. You think about the Roman Empire for Coco. And maybe Danny is a little bit too good right now, but hey, perhaps we can do this again one day, guys, in the future. Give Xung a bit of extra prep. Give him a little more time. Ah, yeah, I thought it was a perfectly fine series. I'm happy with it. Even if it's a 3-0, to me it was fun. Coco already gone to continue her mission. Was Coco still alive and streaming, and she's just going around chat and like asking everyone if they think about the Roman Empire? Yeah, I agree, Winged. I agree. So, Foxcatcher, you're very worried about it, but yeah. I think in the past, what I have often done, is we're going to take a look at maybe some of the final moments, guys, of this game, if the two Archons actually decide to battle together. If it's one Archon at a time, they're going to struggle a little. Ooh, he saved the Archon. GG, well played. Danny gets the 3-0, but honestly, Xung, I'm proud of you, young man. Even if he got the best of you 3-0. Congrats to Danny for the $60 and winning the opening bout of this edition of the Big Brain Bouts. Xung will still get $15 as well for playing. But honestly, he entertained us. He did good. And he showed a lot of promise in that first game. So I hope the young man can live with it. Not too disappointed. There is always a next time. We're now going to get ready for Arrockfire versus Nikorokt. I don't see either of the nerds. So I'm going to spam them. And hopefully they will show up soon. Thank you, Basilisk, for giving us 10 suppies. So let's go. And thank you to Schrodinger's Mouse as well. Hyper 5. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and settle the prediction. Give you guys 10 minutes for the next prediction. So we're going to have another PvT. But this one is obviously going to be very different than the first one. The first one was between two guys around 4,900 MMR, give or take. The second one is between two 6,000 MMR nerds. It will be kind of fun to see the difference. 64% of you guys believe that Danny was going to win on his debut. His long-anticipated debut. And now we need Danny against Yasu after all these weeks. We'll see if I can make it happen. Second match of the night. BBB number 39. It's a $100 match. Arrockfire versus Nikorokt. Arrockfire, obviously the French Protoss. This will be our prediction. I will give you guys actually 15 minutes because I believe they might not be totally ready yet. There are so many tournaments right now. So there is a chance that, I don't know, maybe they're doing something else. But I expect the nerds to be ready. I did ping them a while ago. Hello, Xung. GG's. You did good, mate. I hope you're not too disappointed. First game, everyone was very impressed by your micro. You could have won. I think in the second game, you absolutely could have won. You had it even. So, plenty to be proud of. Keep your head up. You did good. I hope it was fun. Thank you, Mandragora, for the 24 months. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and take a couple minutes. Hopefully, by the time I'm back, we will be ready with Arrockfire versus Nikorokt. One more TVP. After that, we've got Trigger versus Wayne as a rematch. We haven't done a lot of rematches in the Big Brain Bouts, but that is a rematch. We have our reasons for it. And obviously, we'll talk about it later. And last but not least, Reynor versus MaxPax, which should start in approximately 2 hours and 10 minutes. Cannot wait for that. I think it's going to be awesome. I'll see you guys soon.